What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the 31 Days of Halloween, and today we're going to talk Halloween H2O, 20 years later. This film picks up from the events of the original 1978 Halloween and Halloween 2. 20 years after the events, Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis's character, she has assumed another identity. She has faked her death, basically, to hide away from her brother Michael. And Michael is on the rampage once again. Now, Jamie Lee Curtis, she's a divorced mother. Her son is played by Josh Hartnett. He is now turning 17 years old, and you find out later on in the film that, Jamie Lee Curtis's boyfriend in the film, he asks, how old were you when this happened? And she, responds, I was 17. As she happens to look across to see a birthday card wishing her son a happy 17th birthday. So Michael is obviously on the prowl, 17 years basically now after her son, who's now turned 17 years old. And once again, I cannot understand after Halloween 2 why the change in Michael's mask. The mask just seems to diminish a little more and a little more every single film. And this one, again, he's still terrifying. He's still Michael Myers. But still, there's just something about that iconic Shatner mask, from the original. But the film is not bad. Like I said, Jamie Lee Curtis, now going under an assumed name. She is a headmistress at a private school for boys and girls. Josh Hartnett is there. Michelle Williams plays his girlfriend. Ella Cool J's in this. So a pretty decent cast, of actors and actresses in this film. It's crazy when you think, to see Josh Hartnett and Michelle Williams so young in this film because it's, such a long time ago. But it's not a bad film, and it's been a long time since I've seen this film. But I don't think it's, I know some people really like this one a lot. And there are some parts of this film that definitely feel very Halloweenish, very traditional Halloween. But this one, it doesn't seem, to me, it's still good, but it doesn't really seem like it's aging too well over time. But it's still a pretty decent, Halloween film. I'm still kind of drawn to Halloween 4 as being a pretty darn good sequel to the original 2. But this one was definitely not bad. I remember seeing it in the theater when it came out. Originally had it on VHS back in the day. But it's been a long time, and it's a decent slasher, but it definitely has that Scream kind of vibe to it. That's that mid-90s slasher kind of feel. That's what this film definitely has. The look, the feel, the music, everything seems very mid-90s slasher. But it's not a bad film if you want to continue checking out the Halloween franchise. And obviously, Jamie Lee Curtis, she is still dealing with the events. I mean, obviously not just changing her name and going under an assumed name, faking her own death. Not only that, but she's still suffering for a lot of trauma from everything that happened. Even wanting to protect her son to the point where she's kind of like just pushing him away because he doesn't even want to even be around her anymore because he doesn't want to have to deal with the effects, everything she went through. Now she's pushing it off on him. So there's that the dynamic between those two as they're butting heads. But the end to this film, this is where the film is really, really good because it definitely gets a Halloween vibe. Really gets a Halloween vibe at the end of the film. And it seems climactic. Doesn't seem anticlimactic. It seems climactic that it ends the way it ends. And it was a good finale if this was the way it ended. But then, of course, we get Resurrection, which I'll talk about in another video. But still, not a bad film. Absolutely not a bad film. I just don't know how much, when it keeps getting older and older and older, how much this film is really going to age that well. But H2O, definitely worth checking out if you're a Halloween fan. So, like, subscribe, and comment if you get the chance, and I'll catch you in another episode. Take care.